everyone. So in this following video, I'll be teaching you about data, database, and DBMS, and then RDBMS and SQL. And basically, the main question which arises is how does SQL and data related to Oracle? And that we all will discuss in this following video. And in upcoming videos after this, I'll be uploading those videos about how to install Oracle in your PCs and how to install SQL Developer and how to use it. And then in further videos, I'll discuss about Oracle functionalities, how to code in SQL. So
By
for that,
introducing
stay
you to
tuned
data.
and watch the
What is
following video.
data? So basically data can be defined as any raw and unorganized fact. Raw unorganized fact that do not have any meaning in themselves. They are just elements. Like for example, there are numbers, they can be text documents, images, audio clips, programs. So these all are data. They are not at all organized, they are not at all settled, they are just elements. And then how data is generated? Based on observation, based on records, measurements, surveys. Like if I ask you to go and survey about a particular thing, about number of employees in a company, so obviously you'll collect the information, you bring it to me, and then I'll call it a data. But unless and until that data is organized, that is a data. But then comes information. When a particular data is processed, organized, and represented in a meaningful way, it becomes an information. So here I'm representing the above data as an information where it is specified that what is name, what is the department of that particular colleague, and then what is the age, what is height and weight of that particular person. So here it is more convenient for a user to read, and it is more friendly, it is more visible for you to think and to justify the things that are mentioned here in the table. Now, when it comes to database, what is database exactly? Collection of information stored in an organized manner which is easy to assess, manage and update. So it is a collection of interrelated data. Like for example, I am making a record of number of employees working in company A. So that is a database. And then I'm again making a record of employees working in company B. That is very separate. So it is not interrelated unless I want to interrelate them. There are two separate datas with me. Suppose I am making a record of students in a class, and then I am making a record in a company, employees working in a company. So these are two different datas. So here I can't interrelate them unless I want to. So there are things by which we can interrelate them, but they'll come afterwards. And then comes DBMS, which is database management system, a software system that enables user to define, create and maintain the database and provides controlled access to data. So basically what is DBMS? It is a software which can be used to manage the data by storing it on the database, like by retrieving it from the database. So basically it is a collection, it is a system, which collects the various databases. It is that system. Like in a database management system, I can collect different types of database. I can collect the information about the students, I can collect the information about the employees working in a company. So that comes in DBMS. And then it's RDBMS, which is relational database management system. What does it mean? It is that it stores data in tabular form. Means it will use rows and columns where tables are related to each other using some keys. Now in RDBMS, what will we do? Suppose I am having two different tables. I have built up two different tables. In one table, I am talking about the salary of an employee, in which I have an employee ID and also the salary. And in second table, what am I having is employee ID and the particulars of that employee. Suppose I'm having his last name, his phone number. So what I want is that employee with his particulars, I want to relate it with his salary. I want to make a third table. So here the employee ID, which is present in both for the tables, that is what primary key. So we'll discuss in detail about it afterwards, but here just telling you about relational database, it means that your data is stored in tabular form, which is rows and columns, which is in an organized form. And RDBMS was first introduced by Dr. Edgar Frank Cod in 1970s. This is the information I'm telling you because there was a 12 chord rules. I'll try to make a separate video explaining you these 12 chord rules because this is important when it comes to database, the study of database, SQL and Oracle. So this is important for you to know as your knowledge, and hence this was RDBMS. Now this is a word you would have heard like several times, SQL, which is your SQL. It is a structured query language. Now it was developed in 1970 at IBM and named SQL. Means when it was developed initially, it was named SQL, structured English query language. A very good fact about SQL I'll tell you is that SQL is a language in which you can write the code in normal English language. Means the words you will write, the code you will write, though they are specified, you can't just write it anyway, but yes, those words are very understandable. It is normal English language used. So later it was changed to SQL due to trademark issues. So yeah. Now I'll explain you why SQL, why SQL. What is the meaning of structured? What is the meaning of query? And what is the meaning of language here? So structured here means the SQL has predefined syntax. As I said, though it is using English, but when we talk about Oracle database, we can't interact with it using English like French or something. No, I said it do have English words. It is like very simple to read it, but not that we'll write anything. So it has a predefined syntax and sequencing of keywords used in a query. For the query to work, it must be properly written in structured pattern. Like for a query, I write select star from emp. Emp is my any table which I'll explain you afterwards, but this is the way we write. And then however, if I write it like this, select m from, or from m select star, no, that is the wrong way. This is not the syntax. The language will always work when you write in a predefined syntax. So it will show an error and will not work if we'll write at this like anything. No, it will not work. This is why SQL is a structured language which has predefined syntax written in a proper sequence. Then afterwards we have query. Why do we call it a query language? It means asking a question or seeking some information. In a database, we query, like we qualify, we interrogate, we have queries, a particular data using SQL to get desired information from the database. Like in database, when I am making a table, I am storing the data. Then afterwards I want to edit it. Afterwards I want to extract a particular value, a particular information about a particular person in that data. Suppose my table contains 100 of entries. Now I want to grab those entries in which I want some particular employees, or the employees whose names start with particular letter, suppose A, or only J, or anything. So that is why it is called a query language, because here we can interrogate a particular data. And then language. Why language? To communicate we need a medium. Obviously we need a medium. It understands SQL and Oracle database software has been designed to interpret SQL. Now here language. Why language is like, obviously when we'll talk about Oracle database, we can't interact it with in like French or any other language or Hindi. We have to use a particular language, and that is Oracle database. Means SQL. In Oracle database we use SQL to interpret. And then comes SQL. Some information about the SQL which I have discussed. Till now I have told you about SQL. So basically in SQL, what is the functions we can do? We can add. Suppose I have made a table, so I'll add more data in it. I'll add more entry as I want to add, and then I want to delete, I want to modify, or I want to fetch a particular information as I told you. So we used SQL, and it is an English language. The keywords we use in SQL have general meaning, as I told. Like for example, if I use select, so it means yes, I'm choosing something. I'm asking the server that show me some particular information. Then if I write insert, obviously it means that I'm asking the server to add data or to append data. And then comes update. I want that to modify things, to upgrade it, to update it. So yes, I want this. And then comes delete. I want that the data, a particular information, a particular entry to be removed, or a particular table to be removed. So yes, I'll use this. And you will be glad to know that in a database market share, like if we talk in percentage, so yes, Oracle has the largest percentage in DBMS when it comes to database management system. In managing data, Oracle has a widest approach, and then comes Microsoft and so on. But Oracle is very basic and very important language for you to know if you want to handle data. So in this video I'll just stop here, and I'll be glad to tell you that I'll be posting more videos. Now in my next videos I'll be like talking about the installation of SQL, and with my main purpose is to teach you about the coding, how to operate Oracle, how to write codes in Oracle. So here I'll stop, and yes, so hope you like the video. Do like, share and comment if you have any doubt, and I'll be glad to clear that.